Yeah, the beginning was different for me. I didn't actually know about the world of motocross. When I was, 10 or below that, I was just riding because I enjoyed it. And it was basically just to chase the cows around, be able to muster up on the farm or go check on something or ride my bike to the tractor and go slashing or plowing or whatever it was when I was a kid. And I remember there was a couple of stadium crosses in town when I was little, so that was the only kind of motocross I knew or had ever seen. When I got the opportunity to go racing, it was 2001, and I won straight off the bat. So from there on in, it was, let's go racing. Grew up on a farm of 1,600 acres. We run cattle and owned a sawmill business. So it was all going on. We lived up in the valley, like way out of town, and it was just busy town. Tractors, loaders, trucks, and I was on all the equipment, from when I was a little whippersnapper, and that was my life. I always thought I was just gonna be like a fourth generation Ferris on the, running the mill, but it turned out different. So my first year, my dad was still around, and we did quite a few races, maybe like 20 meets for the whole year, and really special time in my life, actually. And I remember my dad saying on the way, like, hey, you're gonna get smoked here, you're not just racing your cousins around the farm. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And I won, and then he said it in the next race, and then he said it in the next race. And he only said it for about 3 race meetings, and then he never said it again. When we lost him, it was hard for the whole family, obviously, and for anyone that ever loses anyone.
Even though we only got 1 year with Peter racing, they learn, okay, they got to go up, help us clean the mill up, if we were going to take them on the weekend.
Yeah, it was tough, especially for my racing. I wanted to go racing, but without Dad, it was pretty hard. I think it definitely made me grow up losing my dad. Everything to go racing was obviously different to my competitors. It's taught me a lot about bikes and logistics of racing as well. We got on our feet again after maybe 4 or 5, 6 years. The commitments become less at home. When we downsized from the farm, we could start chasing some bigger races again. I moved to the 125 class, and I just found a newfound confidence on a bigger bike. I was kind of always really nervous on an 80. And then when I got on a big bike, I started putting in and doing some motos at home. And by the time 2006 rolled around, it was my last year in juniors, and started chasing sunny states and state titles. It was really tough for my mum to get to the races with all the commitments with the farm and everything. She was reluctant, I'm pretty sure, but she also knew that taking me to the races would keep me off the streets or, going out to school parties or whatever it was.
He got responsible really early because he knew if he wanted to race, he had to do his chores and really try hard. And quite early, he got very focused on that this is what he wanted to do.
When I was 16, I got asked a question, how bad do you want this, or do you really want to do this? It was just a really big realisation. It's like, holy moly, no one's ever asked me that, and I'm at 16 now and I need to make a commitment. Am I going to do it, or am I going to fluff around? And remember stewing on it all night, and I got up in the morning and I just told the world, I'm going to be a pro motocross rider and this is it. And
it was a few years later, I asked, what level do you want to take this to? And he said, I want to be a world champion. Got a notepad out, wrote down a plan. I need to get fitter, I need to get faster, I need better equipment. And from that day on, my career kind of took off. In 2010, I actually had to turn to being a privateer on a Honda 450, and that was a big year for me. That was a changing point for Dean. He really had to focus, and that could be the year that made him. First year in MX1, and I got third in the championship and won some motos, and was running with the big dogs, and I was paying to go racing. And we did it all ourselves, which really, I think, taught him what it takes. And after that, he never had a problem to focus on anything. 2012, I shipped off to Europe and rode for IS1 Kawasaki, and it was the start of my international career. My first year in Europe was pretty tough. I had a couple of injuries, equipment wasn't great,
So I was way behind the 8 ball, but apart from that, I just had a good time traveling the world and, you know, living in a different country, different environments and stuff. So dropping back to MX2 in 2013 was really the only thing available, but I'm pretty thankful that it happened, really. Yeah, winning the GP was cool. You know, that might not have happened if I'd stayed in MX1. Won some more motos in MX2, and then I eventually got a ride in America out of that with Red Bull KTM. USA come about just because of my nations result, and it was all a little bit rushed now that I look back on it. And I wasn't really ready, and I struggled with my health a lot at that time, and it all kind of got cut short. I come back to sort out my visa and got a wrist injury, and kind of that's all it spelt for USA, and I went back to MXGP after that. Yeah, my last year in MXGP, I'd just come off a couple of injuries the year before, and it was taking me a while to get over it. I still ended up with some pretty good results and running towards the front.
But Kyogle and Ferris, an unlikely combination at the head of the field this weekend, given the circumstances where Ferris has been all year. And oh, look at that straight pass, obviously able to hold on, so Ferris takes the lead.
All in all, nothing went wrong, but nothing really went really good or smoothly. And towards the end of the year, I thought it's time to come home and ride for a really good team, that being CDR Yamaha.
Good to be back in Australia after 5 years, and great to be working with CDR team.
I come back from Europe with a backpack, not knowing really what the future held for me, but come back to Kyogle. Australia was always my backup plan if it didn't work overseas, and that's what happened. I come back, reset, and just built myself back up again, and the MX Nationals was a perfect place to do that, and it was awesome. And I feel like it's just time to go now and see what I can do on a world stage with kind of all the results I got behind me. You know, I'll be able to take all that knowledge and experience with me for sure. Yeah, so I've had my eye on America for quite a while, and in 2017, as you know, I packed up and went to the High Point National. It was the only one that really fit into my schedule, and paid for my mechanics and all my equipment to get there. So it was a big effort for one race, but it was something I really wanted to do.
Dean Ferris going for the lead.
If Josh Grant was being passed by Yamaha, he's probably shocked that it's Dean Ferris and not Cooper Webb.
Turned out pretty good. In Moto 1 I got second, and
this is fun to watch.
Yeah.
We're having a season of expect the unexpected and round the outside.
Oh, they come together, a mistake by Grant. Their lines collected, and here comes Baggett as well to make it a 3-rider fight. And as Ferris finally got the lead locked down, yes he is. Well, good day, mate. Welcome to the United States. You got the lead.
You know, I kind of shocked Australia, or maybe shocked the world, but I kind of expected to go that well. I felt like I was riding at a higher level than I was at the Grand Prix, and that kind of proved that. It was really cool that, you know, Australia was following me in America, and, you know, that support will just be vital, you know, for me when I'm over there in America. It's crazy actually how much my life has changed in 3 years for sure. Got back together with my childhood sweetheart, and really everything just flowed from then on. And 3 years later we have 2 kids who are engaged, built a house, and we've got a lot of projects going on.
Dean, he's such a great dad. He's so good with the girls, and I'm so lucky to have such a supportive partner at home. You know, every day it's the motocross is such a family thing. You know, we do it as a family. You know, we support Dean 110% in his career and his ventures, and we know that he has so much more to offer the world. So we're really looking forward to taking the family over to America and just supporting Dean as much as we can, because that's his dream, and it's our dream as a family.
Yeah, I love dad life, and got 2 beautiful daughters, and my oldest one now, she just wants to ride the bike all day, so we burn around on the 110 in our spare time, and it's something I've always wanted. I always wanted to have a family, and yeah, it's like a fairy tale here with an awesome house on a hill with a view, and 2 daughters and a fiance, and a job or a career that I really love. So just the whole situation's just awesome.
Good helping.
Get it. You want to go riding? Yep. Here you go. Got your hat.
So shortly I'm going to pack up the house and pack up the family, and we'll be on that big bird over there. And before you know it, the Nationals is going to roll around. Looking forward to being on the start line.
Can't say I'm blaming you.